we'll let some people come into the room. You think? Do you understand what these masks represent? I'm going to tell you. I'll let everybody flow into the room here for a minute. Good to see Tracy coming in. Hello, Carol. Jose, April, good to see you. Let me see if I spin around here, get a little bit better light. There, how's that work? A little bit better lighting. It's a beautiful day out here in Arizona. It's gorgeous. The weather is remarkable. My sister has done beautiful work here, just making this little spot outside here comfortable. Hello to Ireland. Hello back. Staten Island, good to see you as well. Carlos, good to see you. Vision in Christ, good to see you, I believe. Maurice, Ralph, Rachel, Lynn, Carol, Carlos, Emilio. So anybody that is coming to this video after it's been recorded, feel free to scroll through until we get to the real message. I just like to allow people to come in, because otherwise during the course of the live show, then people are asking questions from the very beginning. So I like to let everybody come into the room when possible. So everybody, if you haven't seen this, you know that I've wore these a few times. And something I'll show you right now is that if you recall the message that I had given about where to go when it really hits the fan, well then you'll see me wear this. Then you'll know it's time. So until that time, when you see this, it'll be a very specific message. But until that time, I need to be able to explain to you what this really means, because I think probably the most misunderstood thing ever is anonymous. And I believe that, in fact, it's not only misunderstood by people that are not part of Anonymous, but it was wholly misunderstood by a significant portion of Anonymous after the fact. Now, I'm sure many people will take pride and say, no, 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 this is me and that's me and all that. We're beyond that kind of crap now. So I'm outside here, so I could get interruptions. That's quite all right. I'm perfectly fine with that. But let me explain to you what Anonymous really, truly is. Because when you understand that the world is about perception, and with that perception comes projections. So people perceive something and then they project that onto you. And that takes place. That is the design of the evil system. That is the beast system in and of itself. That you judge another man based on what you think he may be doing. Now, considering that you only know yourself, well, you're judging him with your version. So you think he thinks he's cool, or he thinks he's going to outsmart people, and he thinks that. All of those are projections of yourself. This is why judge not lest ye be judged, because when you open your mouth, that is what defines you. Why does your mouth defile you? Well, because your mouth speaks your secrets. So with that projection that everybody puts, that when it comes time down to a protest or a statement within this system, this construct has constructed itself to such a degree that they own all of the categories. They've created them through media, through TV, through everything that there is, even through music. You name it, it has been corrupted. So they own the categories. They define what the categories are. They are the ones that say what history is. So with all of those categories, we have to be outside of that category, and we can't speak with their sigils, and we don't speak with their words. We speak with a united front, and that is a very different message. That is the message of Christ. That is the message that was lost. See, when Christ said, "Follow me, be like me, do as I do," this is what he was talking about, that you will know them by their fruits. You will know them by exactly how they act. Not by whether they have blonde hair and blue eyes or brown hair and blue eyes, or whether they're black or Latino, or whether they're Jewish even. Even that judgment, castigating one whole group as evil when evil is part of us all. However, certain groups have been more manipulated, more utilized, and more used. So with all of these different variations of judgment that you would fall under, you have to unite yourself under a very single message. And that very single message is, we will die free people, period. We will never, ever, ever, ever consent to your enemy's wishes of death, despair, sacrifice, vengeance, war, ugliness. We simply will not. And we will not allow you to ever infiltrate this physical body so that you might denigrate or damage or permanently destroy the soul that animates this physical body, which is not here, which is not from here, and will return from which it came. It also cannot be destroyed. So, with that said, knowing that it cannot be destroyed except by your willingness to allow them to alter that to such a state that you cannot escape this misery. So, the anonymous mask was there to prevent judgment. And if you understand who Guy Fawkes was, now I also understand that many Christians out there and people go, "Oh, well, do you know what masks are used for?" This is where you are sly like the serpent and gentle like a dove. Gentle like a dove meaning that you don't do what they're trying to get you to do, which is cause murder, cause people to come against one another. No, they'll come against us. So that mask was designed to prevent you from knowing. If anyone's ever watched the final scene in V for Vendetta, you'll see exactly that. That scene with the vast amounts of people, from kids to elderly, you name it, every single race, religion, creed, color, variation of thought, everyone could be behind that mask. Because here's what it is. The reality is that there is nothing more terrifying than something. Because when we are nobody, we are everybody. Because they will never know what category to place you in. They will never know how to come against you. They will never know how to defeat you. They won't even be successful in depressing you, much less anything else. We leave depression to ourselves. We accept it. Don't accept it. And right now we have a lot of work to do. And this is where time begins. So we're going to be I'm putting together right now a ham radio broadcast system also that I will have access to that is mobile. So this ham radio will also allow some other things digitally that I will be able to accomplish. So that's just one piece of it, and that ham radio then can extend to many other people, which around the globe can spread the message around the entire globe in a very short period of time. And if I said globe and I offended the flat earthers out there, well, I'm sorry, but I don't live on your flat earth. I don't necessarily live on a round one either. I don't even consider that important. So, somebody said no sound. Hopefully you do have sound. So I didn't want to take up a bunch of time. I don't want to make this a long video, but I just wanted to let you know that you can get those masks on Amazon. Just type in Guy Fawkes. Fawkes is spelt with the F-A-W, so K, so Fawkes. And Guy is simply spelled G-U-Y. But you can find those. It took me a while to get those here. My last mask that was here was taken. Somebody took it, so that's fine. I figure if somebody steals something of mine, they probably needed it more than I did. And if they didn't, well, they probably will need it more than I do. I just wanted to tell you to not be worried. I see a lot of people being very, very concerned. Don't be concerned, because actually this is where the endurance takes place. This is where we begin to settle into our condition, our spot, what it's going to look like. Begin to know that we will, again, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you have not, for new people coming to this channel, new Christians, this is a long process of understanding the real, true aspects of Christ. And that has been told over the course of many hundreds of videos. And when I say hundreds of videos, believe me, if you begin getting into them and you are truly seeking without judgment, you're not looking at anything with confirmation bias. If you are going into something trying to confirm what you've heard as a child in your church, well, then don't go. You have to empty your cup, forget what you think you know so you can relearn. And if what you thought you knew was truth, truth always returns. You never have to worry about that. It always, always, always returns. So I just wanted to let you know to begin to don those masks, because they will track you. They will know where you're at based on that. And I suggest you could put what I'm doing. Well, here's what I'm doing. I will put sunglass lenses behind the mask, not sunglasses on. I will take the lenses out so that nobody can see. And if they require that you do not have glasses, then I would suggest that you get full eye contacts that have a very different color, and those will actually block a significant amount of the types of scans that cameras could do. So even through the holes in the mask, and that's what I'm saying. So. But inside that mask, you should make sure that you have a medical mask so you would be in compliance with all of their laws. Remember, do as they say. Christ was speaking of. You know, they have those laws. Do as they say, as much as you possibly can, without denying Christ. So this is where I say to all law enforcement, all military, anyone that is an enforcement category in any way whatsoever, that if you're good at what you do, and you're good at that job, then you will leave when they ask you to enforce laws that are immoral. You will leave immediately when you see your departments or your division or your platoon or whoever enforcing laws that are immoral, particularly on American people. They need to see your resistance. And the second that that happens, you pick up one of these masks and you put it on, because the single message is, we understand that we may be the last free people on earth, but we will not live on our knees. We'll die on our feet free. I love you very much, and I'll speak to you soon.